Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Beth. Beth, I know I owe you an email. Lots been going on, and I had my cooking masterclass yesterday. So whenever that's happening, there's a lot going on. So welcome. And Carolyn, I can't even remember. I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, so welcome to those of you that are live and those of you that are watching this recorded. Pat yourself on the back for showing up. You know, it's an everyday, all day thing, taking care of our body and our bones. And so anytime, especially if you show up to a class and you get a whole hour and a half, usually we're so happy at the end when it's finished. Today, we're going to focus on a stronger pelvis and strong hips. So that's important. Any questions that those of you that are here live have, let me know if you have any questions. And got to make sure that, you know, what's really interesting. So yesterday I had a class. I teach 2 classes on Wednesday live in person. And I know this is live, but I'm in person with the whole group. I mean, I have 30 people in one of my class, and then the other class, I have probably about 20 people in there. So quite a few people yesterday. And whenever somebody at the beginning of class talks to me and asks me a question, it's amazing because it really informs what's going to happen and what I teach. And so I do it according to whatever, often whatever's being asked really guides me on where to focus. So if you do have any questions, please put them in the chat so I can direct some of the practice towards some of what it is you're asking about. And so, all right. I can't see when I'm back there, so I have to do it when I'm up here. So if you do have a question, you need to do it now before I go back there. And otherwise, I will be teaching what I have planned, which is strong hips, strong pelvis, strong spine. Who doesn't want or need that? For today's practice, we're going to focus on the strength in our hips, in our pelvis, in our spine. Make sure you have your props before you begin because you don't want to run off and get anything. So make sure you have a block, a strap, and a blanket. And then we will be able to begin the practice. All right, let me see, because I know someone just came. Carolyn. Perfect. I'd love to hear that, Carolyn. All right. Okay, so get your stuff, get ready. We're going to come down onto the ground, begin on the ground for the practice. So I'd like, before we go all the way down, just to come to this moment and to gather your thoughts. Depending on what's going on for you today, or anytime you come to your practice, the times where the mind is a little bit more active, maybe before you go down into the ground, before you go down into some kind of connection point between mind, body, and soul, sometimes we need to stay in a seated position. So I'd like to do something in a seated position to begin. Taking the block, if you put the block back here between your ankles and sit on the block like this. If you have 2 blocks, you can make it a little higher. You could also put the block in between your heels and your buttocks. That may work for some of you. If your knees don't bend, you may need to come into a crisscross leg position. So choose whatever it is that you need in order to get yourself into a place where you can come to here, right now. So we want to slow down our mind, bring ourselves to this present moment so that we can be very in tune with our body before the practice or during the practice. So we make sure that whatever we're doing, we stay really safe in the process. So bring yourself into a place where you can actually feel comfortable, close your eyes, and start to arrive to the practice. Beginning to connect to your breath, close your eyes, come to wherever you are. And then let your elbows be underneath your shoulders. Let your palms be facing upward and resting on your thighs. And your eyes are closed, and check in with how you're feeling. How are you feeling in your body? How are you feeling energetically? And just to get a point of reference, an awareness for right now at this moment, what's happening? How are you feeling? Slowing down your mind, bringing yourself to right here, right now. And take your hands down alongside your body. Palms are facing out away from you. Inhale, reach your hands long. Let them find each other above your head. And once your hands touch, bring your hands straight down towards your heart. And then inhale, let your hands go out, open, up, and around. They find each other at the top of your body above your head. And then you draw your hands straight down the midline towards your heart. Inhale and exhale down. And then one more. Let your hands go back on your thighs, elbows underneath your shoulders, checking in with how you're feeling, the heartbeat, the breath, any sensations you're experiencing. And then bring your awareness to your eyes and blink your eyes open. Notice if you were able to get any kind of relaxation to come in to your body, even from this brief present moment coming right here, right now. Just noticing if you were able to get any kind of calm to come into your body. Anytime we can trigger the relaxation zone in the body, that is the part of our nervous system that actually then focuses on healing, repairing, building, restoring. So we live our lives so big, so fast, so loud, so full of energy. And we need to take the time out for our body to shift into the place of repair and rebuild and restore. So setting yourself up here before you begin your practice, doing the practice, bringing in stimulation, and then ending the practice with that integration posture to allow that building, repairing, healing, digestion, and restoring to take place. So let's come down onto the ground. Continue with this using a prop. We're going to use the block here and do an inverted bridge pose, which it stimulates the relaxation center of the nervous system. So using the block a lot today in the practice, bring yourself down onto the ground. Make sure you have your block handy. And then it's better to have either nothing behind your head or a very thin fold of a blanket if you're going to have a blanket. Then get a block if you have a block. If you don't have a block, a wrapped up towel will do. And I do recommend purchasing a block. Walk your feet closer to your body and then push your heels up towards the sky, toes into the ground. Take your block and you're going to slip your block underneath your body. And then when you get here, you want to get a little refinement in this. So keep your heels up, lift your pelvis up, try to tilt your pelvis back so that you get the top edge of the pelvis to touch first. And then you let your feet come onto the ground and you let your pelvis go into a neutral position so that the part of your body that's being supported is the sacrum, the back of the pelvis. And then take your arms in the floor, lift your rib cage up, slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Lift your head up and try to get the head right where the round part of the head is. And then go ahead and bring your arms out to the side. Bring your arms out to the side. Feel, experience Whatever it is, notice what you notice here. And keep your mouth closed, start to bring awareness to your breath. Breathing deep into your belly. Start to bring your awareness to your belly. Breathing to the belly with this raised body position. The diaphragm muscle is atop of your core, and this starts to strengthen, starts to work the core. Breathing to your core, breathing to your belly, to the lower ribs. So you actually feel the movement of your belly. You feel yourself pressing up against the resistance of gravity pushing down towards your heart. Breathing to your diaphragm, feel your diaphragm pressing towards your belly. And then start to breathe in and back to the tailbone, to the back, where you feel the pressure of your body on the block. Take a few more breaths here like this. And then get the breath back to your body. Bring your awareness to your feet. Move your feet. Start to walk your feet back to the block, and then draw one knee in at a time, and then bring one foot up at a time towards the sky. Keep your feet about a foot apart. Start to point your feet and flex. Point and flex. Feel the front of the foot stretching when you point. Feel the back of the calf stretch when you push your heels up towards the sky. So point the front of the feet, flex, you'll feel the backs of the legs, the calf area. Point and flex. If you keep your legs right above your pelvis, it's a little bit more work for core and stabilizing muscles. If you're feeling uncomfortable with that, you could bring your knees a little closer to your chest If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. So do whatever you need to do as you warm up your ankles, stretch your feet, the communication that goes up the joints to the pelvis, to the hips, to the spine, to help for fall prevention, but also to help give that stimulation when you're doing the practice or when you're walking, anything you do really, point and flex. Now take your feet and let's move in a big circular pattern in one direction and a big circular pattern in the other direction. So go one direction and then the other direction. Point your toes up towards the sky. And then let's start to bend one knee and then the other. Reaching through the heel up towards the sky. We have an inversion of our pelvis, so we are supporting heart health here, bringing more blood flow to the heart, to the carotid arteries. We're warming up the hamstrings here, and we're giving our heart a break because now gravity is drawing the blood back down from the feet, down to the pelvis, and then to the heart. So this is actually good for heart health. The only people that should not do inversions is anyone with unmanaged high blood pressure. And then go ahead, you'll start to feel there's a heat developing in your legs here. Bring your feet down. Let's take one leg long and the arms overhead. Feel that stretch coming into your body here. This is extension in that hip, stretching the hip flexors and the hip here. Take your arms overhead. Try to point your toe towards the ground and reach your arms over so you're drawing your rib cage away from your pelvis. Take one more breath. And then let's switch. Take the other leg long, heel in the floor. Feel that stretch coming into your body. And then point your toes, drawing the ribs away from the pelvis. Now, if it feels okay for you to do both legs, you can take both legs long, point your feet, pull your legs up, push your belly button to your spine to protect your low back. Breathe into your belly. Take one more breath, and then go ahead and bend your knees. Bring your feet back towards the block, push your feet into the floor, and lift your pelvis up, take the block out to the side. Get your blanket back underneath your head and draw your knees into your chest. Keep your knees wide here and rock yourself back and forth, side to side, across the low back. And then put your feet down on the ground. So we're going to warm up our core and strengthen our core first to then use that core support throughout the practice today. So take your block, you're going to put your block between your knees, walking your feet into wherever they go, so neutral position with the feet, do a little marching first. And then first you're going to start to squeeze the block. So squeeze the block, feel how the inner thigh muscles activate, squeezing the block. Now we're going to get a little tilt in our pelvis. So you're going to squeeze the block and then tilt your pelvis to flatten the low back. Inhale to release. As you exhale, squeeze and tilt back. Inhale to release. Squeeze, tilt your pelvis. This is core. You're using your core muscles to pull the pubic bone up. Push your low ribs towards the ground, flattening the low back into the floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to squeeze and to tilt back. Inhale, release. Exhale. Inhale. And then go ahead and bring yourself back. Take your hands behind your head, elbows are out to the side. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the block, tilt your pelvis back, flatten the low back into the ground, and lift your upper body straight up towards the sky. Elbows stay out towards the sides. Inhale to release. Exhale to rise. Inhale to release. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to rise, squeeze the block, flatten the low back, tilt the pelvis, bring yourself up. And then one more, you're gonna squeeze the block, bring yourself up, stay here. Elbows stay out towards the sides. Nose is up towards the sky. You're squeezing the block, you're tilting your pelvis back, you're flattening your low back into the floor. Stay up here, squeeze that block, tilt the pelvis back. Take one more breath and then bring yourself down. Let's bring a little rotation into our core here. So you're gonna squeeze the block, press the left elbow into the floor. You lift your body up, keep the left elbow down, and bring the right elbow up and face it over towards the left. You're squeezing the block the whole time, and you inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze the block, tilt the pelvis, lift the right elbow off the floor, tilting it over towards the left. Inhale to lower. Squeeze the block, tilt the pelvis, right elbow up and over. Inhale to lower. Exhale to rise. Inhale to lower. Squeeze the block, lift, and over to the side. Bring yourself up, squeeze the block, tilt the pelvis, stay here in little pulses. Keep squeezing that block, tilting the pelvis. The elbow is reaching up and over, the left elbow is pressing into the ground, and then inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze the block, lift up. Now you go to the other side. Push the right elbow in, left elbow over towards the right. Inhale to lower. Squeeze the block, tilt the pelvis, lift the body, and rotate over to the right. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Make sure you're squeezing the block, activating the core muscles, pressing that right elbow into the ground. And on this next one, we're going to come up and we're going to do little pulses. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Take the block out, draw the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Put your feet onto the ground. So we're going to do something here that's going to strengthen the core. It's going to strengthen the leg muscles. We're going to use the block. It's a hovering twist position. We come into a twist, putting our legs into a position where we have to manage the weight of the legs. And we're using the muscles of the the pelvis complex, the hip complex, the pelvis, and the core muscles, which is all the parts that really matter when it comes to healthy aging and strong bones. Take your block like this distance and put it in between the lower legs, and then bring yourself into a tabletop position. Bring your hands alongside your body. You're going to, let's come to the left first. So let your knees go to the left to a place where you could stay here in a hover position and hold this position. So squeeze the block, flex the feet, activate the pelvic floor, activate the core. Try to keep your chest up towards the sky, your shoulder blades on the ground, squeezing the block, pull the toes towards you. Feel the inner thighs active, feel the core work, feel the work here. You go to a place where it feels like work to stay here. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your knees in for a second, take a rest. So you want to challenge yourself appropriately. You should go to a place where you have to work to manage the weight of your legs. So find that management of the weight of your body and not too much that you put too much strain on your back. Bring yourself into the position again. Now we're going to come over to the right, letting the legs go to the right to a place where you still keep the shoulder blades on the ground. You have to work to manage the weight here, pulling your toes towards you, squeezing the block. Push your belly button to your spine. Squeeze the block, pull the toes towards you, activate that core, shoulder blades stay on the ground. Use your hands, in this case we're on the right side, so you could use the right hand to push away from the ground to be helping you as well. Activating that right side body, squeeze the block. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Take the block out. Bring your legs into a happy baby position. So wide knees, wider than your body, soles of the feet are up towards the sky. And then rock side to side across the top edge of your pelvis. And then bring yourself down. Bring your feet onto the ground for a second. Take your hands on your belly. Close your eyes, noticing what you've done so far. A lot of core work to begin, getting the stabilizing muscles active. Then grab your block. Bring your block between your knees. Let your feet be wherever they went. Take your blanket. Your blanket should only be underneath your head. So make sure it's not underneath the upper part of your body. It's just supporting your head. And then press your arms into the floor. Lift your rib cage up. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other. And hands are down alongside your body. Now walk your feet. Your feet should be block distance. This is about a 4-inch block. So you want your feet to be close together, pointing forward. And then squeeze the block, tilt your pelvis under, push your feet into the floor, and push your body up towards the sky. You're only going to come off to about the lower ribs, or not too high here because the blanket's still behind our head, and then bring yourself down. Push into the floor to lift up, warming up the spine, warming up the back muscles, bringing blood there, because then when we start to strengthen them or work with them, you want to stay safe in your body. Push your feet into the floor, squeeze the block, push away from the floor, lift your pelvis up and back down. And then bring yourself back. Let's take the blanket away from the back. We're going to go a little higher, lifting now the rib cage up. So you're still going to use the hamstrings and the glutes, but now we're going to bring the spine up more and actually bend the spine. And when it comes to yoga for osteoporosis or yoga for bone health, when we do the bridge, we want to bend the spine and push the back of the spine into itself to create stimulation in your spine. So lift your head, lengthen your neck, bend your arms alongside your body, walk your feet closer to your body, squeeze your block. Begin with a tilted pelvis, take an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the block, push your feet into the floor, squeeze your buttocks, push away from the floor with your feet and your arms to bend your spine, and then inhale to lower. Exhale to rise. With power, inhale to lower. Exhale to rise. Inhale to lower. On the next one, you're going to come up and you're going to hold. Squeeze your block, push away from the floor with your feet, with your arms, and bring yourself up. So here is where you could stay. You could keep your arms here, really digging those arm bones into the ground to get as much of a bend in that upper spine as possible. If you are able to straighten your arms and keep them on the ground and keep your rib cage away from your arms, you could clasp your hands, squeeze your blocks, squeeze your buttocks, press your arms into the floor wherever they are, and press the shoulder blades forward to bend your spine as much as possible. Try to unbend your hip, lengthen your knees away from you. Deep breaths here. Really use the pushing muscles of the back body to activate the back body. Push away from the floor. Squeeze the block. Take one more breath. You're going to slowly bring your spine down to the ground, one vertebra at a time. Squeeze the block, lift the heels off the floor. Tilt your pelvis back, squeeze that block. Feel that stretch, feel the lengthening of the low back. Bring yourself all the way down. Bring that blanket back behind your head. Take your block off to the side and come back into that happy baby. Wide legs, soles of the feet up towards the sky and rocking side to side across top edge of your pelvis. If you're able to reach up and take hold of the space in between the big toe and the second toe, pulling the knees down towards your body, you could do that. Otherwise, hold on behind the hamstrings. Deep breaths. And bring your knees into your chest. Bring yourself onto your side. Using that top leg, we're going to use that top leg to help push ourselves up. So take your hand on the floor in front of you, using that elbow that's on the ground and the hand to push away. Inhale, bring your knee in, and then as you exhale, push and bring yourself all the way up. Bring your blanket so that you can put your knees on your blanket. Come onto all fours. Let's settle the pelvis, settle the shoulder joint, and take a little tension out of the low back here. A lot of action for that low back so far. Point your fingers are forward. Bring your awareness to the tailbone, the very base of your spine, and imagine that you have a paintbrush off the edge of your tailbone. and start to paint a strip of paint up and down the back wall. Now keep your head forward and looking forward so that you don't round your thoracic spine and you keep space in the front part of your spine. Your knees are a little wider than your chest. You're tilting your pelvis here in this position. This uses core muscles. It lengthens the back. And then go ahead and bring yourself up. Come all the way up here. Take your hands down alongside your body. Inhale, reach your hands up and then down. Let your gaze go up with your fingers to stretch your body, to stretch your spine. And then take one hand up, one hand down, and then switch. And now we're stretching the side of the spine, the side muscles along the body. We're balancing, we're weight bearing in the pelvis here. And weight bearing, so we're gonna have some balance work here, also some strength coming into the upper leg bone and into the pelvis. And then bring yourself out. Get your block. Bring your right leg forward and take the block in the left hand. So what's important here is that you have your ankle in front of your knee. So check yourself here. When you bring your pelvis forward, make sure that your knee doesn't go in front. See how my knee here is in front of that ankle. You want to make sure that your foot is pretty far forward. And you have your block here. So bring your block so your fingertips can go on your block and your hand can go on your leg. Take an inhale and bring yourself forward. Exhale, bring yourself back so the pelvis comes back up. Inhale, your whole body comes forward. You bend that right knee, you bend that right hip. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Now let's start to get more stretch in the lower belly area. Bring your right hand up, left hand is on the block, and exhale down. Inhale. Really try to reach up and get a back bend in this position here, stretching the belly area. And then one more breath. Stay here. Now you could stay here with your hand on the block, or you could try to bring your left hand up. Push that right heel into the floor, push the right knee towards the right. Lots of strength coming into that right leg, that right hip area at the back, the glute area, the hip. Take one more breath, and then bring yourself out. Bring yourself all the way out. Let's switch legs. Take the block and take the left leg forwards. The block is on the right and your left leg is forward. Flatten your right toes up behind you. You're going to bring your whole entire pelvis forward. The whole pelvis comes forward. So practice, take your hand on your thigh, bring your pelvis forward, make sure your alignment is proper so that you don't have your knee over your foot. And bring yourself back. You inhale when you come forward. And then back. Inhale. Now, if you want, you could let your left hand come up and your gaze as well, which is going to bring a stretch into the lower belly muscles. Inhale. So we're coming into the hip, loading into the hip. Press into that left heel. And the next one, we're going to come forward and we're going to hold that. So come forward and stay there. You could keep your hand on the block, or you could bring both hands up. It's going to bring a challenge into the balance aspect. Really push that left foot into the floor, that left heel into the floor. Feel that activation in the left glute, the left hip joint area. Push that left knee to the left. Don't let it cave in. Take one more breath. and then bring yourself out, come all the way out, and then take a rest. So kneel if you can, sit crisscross if you need to. Close your eyes. Just check in with your body, check in with your hips, check in with your glutes, check in with your core, your low back, your spine. And then go ahead and open your eyes. So let's use this block for upper body shoulder alignment, doing a forearm plank. Forearm plank is going to strengthen the whole front body and really strengthens the hip joint in the front of the body. So the whole anterior chain muscle group, a lot of core work and a lot of front hip joint work. So when we come into this, you want to hold your block like this for that alignment in the shoulders and in the upper body. Make sure your elbows are not out to the sides like this, they're like this. And we're going to push into the block because that's going to help us activate some of that upper body support. Bring your knees back in your blanket and then take your block forward. And then start to bring yourself down. When you come down onto the ground, look down, make sure your elbows are shoulder distance. And then put the palms on the floor, flatten the feet. So this here is the modification. You could inhale, and as you exhale, drag your knees towards your elbows and your elbows towards your knees on that exhale, activating core muscles. Inhale to release. Exhale, activate those core muscles, knees to elbows, and then release. If you'd like to flip your toes under, you could flip your toes under and come up. Press into the block a lot with your fingers. Press your hands into the floor, press your forearms into the floor. And then press your feet into the floor and press through your heels. Push away from the floor. You inhale. As you exhale, activate by drawing the knees or the feet towards the elbows. Activate those deep flexion muscles in your core. Take one more breath. And then bring your knees down onto the ground. We're come into puppy dog, stretching our spine. So some of you may need to bring your block with you to bring your block onto your head. But the key with puppy dog is the arms go straight. So come here where your head is lifted up and your hands are straight. You're about the width of your mat. You pushed your pelvis back, so your pelvis is hovering over the calf area, not forward. And then you put your head onto the block, or if you have enough flexibility in your upper body, you could bring your head onto the mat. And then when you get here, take your arms straight, no bend, really wide, maybe wider than the mat on both sides. Try to lift the head up here to make sure you're not putting your weight in your head, that you do have your weight back. And then put your head down. Deep breaths here. Take one more breath. And then you're going to bring yourself up. So moving on to a spine strengthening posture. And we're going to use hip flexors as well, so the hips are getting involved. Everything is connected. Take your blanket to the top of your mat, fold your blanket. You're going to need your strap and your block for this. So bring your block to the side and your strap. So first you want to arrange your body in a good postural position. So come to the front edge of the blanket so you almost feel like you're falling forward. and then reach under and grab the flesh of the buttocks and put it back. So now you have your pelvis. You feel your pelvis on the blanket. Take the block and bring the block between the lower legs, between the calf. So the block is on the ground. Push your heels into the floor, toes are up towards the sky. And then take your strap and bring your strap around your feet. So the strap goes around the soles of the feet. Try not to round your body to do this. So go ahead and get your feet on that strap. And then bring your hands so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Pull strongly on the strap. Feel how that lengthens your body. You pull on the strap, pull your elbows into your body. Push your hands down, squeeze the block, and sit as much as you can in a 90-degree bend in your hip joint. Pulling back on the strap, elbows are right by your waist. Squeeze the block, toes up towards the sky. Push your legs into the floor and sit as tall as you can in your spine. Squeeze the block, push down on the strap, or push down on the floor. Pull the strap back, elbows underneath your shoulders. Push down and get really tall here. Chin is parallel towards the ground. So when you pull the strap, your shoulder blades move towards each other. Feel like you're pushing a pencil or holding a pencil between your shoulder blades. Push down on your legs to sit nice and tall out of your body and squeeze that block. Palms are up towards the sky. Take one more breath. And then go slow and release. Feel all that work that's happening in the upper back when you're pulling on the strap, squeezing the block. Bring the strap to the side. Bring the block to the side. So we're going to come to standing. Let's bring the blanket back onto the mat. We're going to go slow when we stand, giving our blood pressure time to calibrate and also challenging our hips and our pelvis as we come up. So take your knees really wide here and take your feet wide. Your feet are as wide as your mat. Flip your toes under. Take your hands wide. Then you're going to push your body back and lift your knees off the mat or off the blanket. And then you're going to walk, keep your head active, so don't let it hang. And then one at a time, push your heels towards the ground. Feel that calf stretch. Spread your fingers, push your fingertips into the floor, push your hands into the floor. And push your heels towards the ground. Feel that. Try to push both heels towards the ground. The bend is in the hip joint. And then bend your knees, start to walk the hands back. So your heels touch the floor, soles of the feet touch the floor. And then let's bring the hands onto the thighs. So bring your hands up. Stay here. Walk your feet wider if they're not wide already, so as wide as the mat. Bring your toes off the floor so you're really weighted in your feet here. And then try to lower your tushy. Look forward. Bring your palms together. Hands are on your thighs. Take one more breath. And then you're going to slowly, slowly unbend your hip. Keep your spine nice and long to bring yourself up to standing. So let's clear the space. Bend your hips to bend down to move your blanket. And then grab your block. We're going to do Tadasana, mountain pose, with a block. So let's take the block and bring the block between your upper thighs. Then looking down at your feet, you want your feet to be pointing forward. Take your hands down alongside your body. And then bring your awareness to your feet. Lift your toes, spread your toes, put your toes back down onto the ground. Outside edges of your feet on the ground, and then push your heels into the ground. Now squeeze the block and see how that gives you this freedom to bring your pelvis into a neutral position. Hands are down, spine is long. Push your head back and the chin is parallel towards the ground. So get your chin parallel towards the ground. So this is called Tadasana, mountain. It's a posture of alignment. And then when you come here, challenge yourself to see if you could close one eye or close the other eye, or even closing both eyes. Now, only if you know that sounds like a safe thing for you to do. So don't do anything that sounds unsafe. Squeeze the block, squeeze your buttocks, pull your buttocks down towards the ground. Fingers are reaching down, hands are reaching back. Take one more breath. And then gently blink your eyes open. Take your block out, put the block down. Let's do a balance posture. We're gonna do Karate Kid. So starting in a tight rope position, you're gonna take the left foot back and the right foot just in front of the left foot. Take your hands down alongside your body. You're first gonna bring your weight forward to the right foot and then bring your weight back so it's on the left foot. When you're here, lift your right heel off the floor and keep your right tippy toes on the floor. So now you're weight bearing on that left foot. And then if you can lift the right leg, lift the right leg. Feel the movement of the left foot in the floor. Try to keep your foot forward or underneath your knee. Don't let your foot be back here. So make sure your foot is forward. Feel the floor, feel that left foot figuring out what's going on. You could lift your right leg towards the 90-degree angle if that's good for you. You could keep it lower. You could keep that right foot on the floor. So whatever it is you need to do. Hands, you're reaching your thumbs out like you're hitchhiking. So your chest lifts, you support your posture. Take one more breath. Bring yourself out and down. Coming back through mountain, and then bring your left foot in front of your right foot. Bring your weight forward onto your left foot, and then back onto the right foot. From here, you could lift your heel up, or you could lift your leg up, choosing what feels appropriate for you. And then bring your awareness to the right foot and notice all that work that's happening in your right foot, your right ankle, your right leg, balancing you here. Feel that. Feel the stability, feel the communication in your body. Thumbs are reaching out, heart is reaching up. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring yourself out. Shake your legs. Shake your legs. So go ahead and get your block. We're going to do goddess posture. We're going to activate the upper body, holding onto the block. So with goddess posture, if you need a chair for stability, if you need a wall, whatever you need, go ahead and get that. And then we're going to come into a really wide stance. I want you to come into a very wide stance here, which is why you may need the chair or the wall, because being out in the open may be uncomfortable for some of you. So get something so that you could go to a wider stance. So we create more stimulation in different regions of your hip. So take your legs really wide and then take your block and we're gonna push the block. We're gonna push into the block. So push into the block, push your knees out and lower down. Try to go smoothly here. Bring yourself up. Try to feel that you're loading down into the right leg and the left leg, bending the hips, bending the knees. Push your knees out when you come down. And then one more, you're gonna come down and stay down. So stay down here. The lower you go, the more intense it is. Squeeze your buttocks and pull your tailbone down to protect your low back. Push your torso back, squeeze your block. Squeeze your block right at your heart. Your block could touch your body. You could point it forward, you could point it towards your heart, whatever works for you. Squeeze the block for distraction. Go a little deeper if you can. Push your knees out. Squeeze your tushy, pull your tailbone down. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up, bring yourself out. Shake your legs. So we're gonna come into side angle, and side angle is a great posture to use a block with. So again, if you need the wall, get the wall. Take your legs into a wide position. And then we're gonna go to the left first. So keep the left leg straight as you lift the toes and you swivel on the heel to turn the left toes to the left. And then pick the right heel up, move the right heel back. So take the block in the left hand and you want to push away from the right foot. So look at the right foot, push away from the right foot as you bend that left hip and the left knee. So the knee and the hip are what are bending. You're not letting your body go forward without really bending that hip. Here my body is going forward, but there's not a lot of bending or loading into that hip joint. So push away from the right foot, bring yourself down, coming into a warrior two position. From here, reach long and take your hand on your left thigh, holding your block. Take your right hand up towards the sky. Now bringing your block down right in front of your leg. Go a little lower if you can. Push that arm into the leg to stretch that inner thigh. Push away from the right pinky toe edge. Reach your hands up. Lengthen your spine and rotate your spine up towards the sky. Deep breaths here. Long body, rotate, tailbone down. Bend a little deeper if you can. Push that arm into the block. Feel all that deep stretching taking place in your inner thigh on this side. Really pulling on that hip joint and creating a lot of pressure. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back up to the warrior two and unbend that leg, come out. Let's go to the other side. So the toes are pointing forward. You're starting in the wide stance. Block goes over to the right hand. Right leg stays straight as you lift the toes and swivel the right foot away. Pick up the left heel and the left heel moves away. So warming up the joint, you're gonna push away from the left pinky toe edge as you load into that right knee and that right hip. Push the right knee to the right. Don't let the right knee cave in. Keep the integrity and the strength and the function in that right knee. Push away from the left, load into the right. And then push away, bring yourself down. Bring your hands up in the warrior two. From here, reach long with your block. Bring your hands down onto the ground. And then bring yourself into the warrior side angle position. So go a little lower if you can. Push your arm into your leg. Active feet, pushing the left leg away from you and bending into the right leg. Deep breaths here. Long torso, and turn your torso up towards the sky. So long spine, go a little deeper if you can. Pushing your arm into the leg, reaching nice and long in your spine. Press that left foot, feel the work. Feel that stretch in your front hip. You're pressing into the hip and you're stretching it at the same time. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up, bring yourself out. Go ahead and put the block down for a second. Let's take a break. Come to stand and bring your foot up and roll your foot around. The standing postures do a lot with our feet. They strengthen our feet, a lot of footwork. One direction and then in the other. And then bring yourself out. So we're going to come into a chair posture. So grabbing the strap and the block. So the thing about the chair is actually getting us to squat properly. And squatting, our weight goes back and down. So the weight goes back and down, not just a hip hinge coming forward and not the knees bending, but you go back and down. So you load into this hip, does a lot of work here in the chair posture. And it's one of the most amazing ways to keep the strength in the lower body. So we're going to take the block and bring the block between the legs. And the strap is going to give us a little extra tension pulling on the upper body. So look down, you want your feet to be pointing forward. You have your block between your knees. And then let's warm up coming into this. So bring the strap up, your weight goes down, back and down. And bring yourself up. Keep your gaze up, back and down. And then bring yourself up. Feel this in the glutes. Feel this in the hamstrings, the back of your body. Should not feel it in your knees. Your weight is going back. And on the next one, you're going to come down and stay down. So stay here. You could squeeze your tushy and pull your tailbone down a little to lengthen the back muscles to make sure that you're in the glutes. And then really pull on that strap. Look forward, look up. Lift your toes, spread your toes, and then put your toes down. The weight should be in the back of the body. Your weight is back like you're sitting back and down on something. Take one more breath. And then you're going to bring yourself up and bring yourself out. Take the block, bring the block off to the side and strap off to the side. So let's come down and finish on our backs. Blanket behind your head. So let's come down through a squat. Take your legs really wide, knees to the side. When you come closer to the ground, the hip is where you bend, not in your spine. So bring your hands forward and then bring your legs down onto the floor. Coming onto your buttocks, little side to side action. Take your hands wide here. Let's let the knees go in one at a time, really stretching out that hip, the inner thighs. We did a lot inner thigh work today, a lot of hip stretching. So take your knees in one at a time. And then bring yourself back. Coming all the way down, contract your core. You could hold on if you'd like. Tilt your pelvis back. Roll through the bottom part of your spine to the low back, to the upper. Body on the ground. and then grab your strap. Bring your feet into the strap, both feet into the strap. And then let the left leg float out, down towards the ground. Walk your hands up the strap. So we want to work on grip strength and work on stretching our hamstring muscles and pulling on our pelvis. So walk your hands up the strap so your arms are straight. You could wrap your hands around the strap, pulling that leg down. Feel the pressure of the right buttock into the floor. And then flex the left leg, pull that left toe towards you. Push that right knee away from you and pull that right leg back. So you want to have a straight leg here, straight arms, pulling the leg back, pulling down so you feel that pressure of the hamstring muscle right where it attaches to the pelvis. Feel that buttock pressing into the ground. Push that knee away and pull back. Create as much tension as you can in your legs. Pushing away and pulling back. Push away, pull back. Take one more breath. And then bending your knee, let's bring the left leg up into the strap. Let's let the right leg lengthen away down to the ground. Your hands, take them out for a second. Walk your hands up so your arms are straight, and then wrap your hands around. Makes it a little harder to hold on with your hands, and this is good because this is going to make your hands nice and strong. We need to have strong hands. Push your right leg into the floor. Pull the strap down so that you feel that left buttock in the ground. And then straighten that left leg. Push that left knee away from you. And now let's enter. Pull that left leg towards the wall behind you. So you push away and pull back. And feel as much as you can at the back of your body, maybe behind your knees, and where the muscle attaches to the pelvis. So the origin and the insertion of the hamstring muscle group. Push away, pull back. Push away, pull back. Push the leg away and pull the leg back. Take one more breath. And then bring the other foot up. So we're going to do both legs at the same time now. So you want your feet to be probably about 4 to 6 inches apart. So don't let them touch. And take your hands and walk your hands up the strap. Wrap your hands around. Begin by pulling the strap down so you feel the buttocks in the floor. And then push the knees away from you to go towards straight legs. Even if you need to hold your legs away from you to do that. So try to get your legs towards straight. And then we're going to enter the posture. Pull down now. Push the knees away and pull back. Feel that sensation down the back of the legs. A little more intense when you do 2 legs at once. Push the knees away. Pull the hands back. Pull the strap back. Push the knees away. Pull back. Push the knees away and pull back. Take one more breath. And then relax. Take your legs wide, 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 and hold on to the strap. Legs are wide. Feel that stretch, feel that relaxation. Pull your legs back. So make this be more about a relaxing stretch than a working stretch. Just pulling your legs back slightly, pushing your feet into the edges. And then go ahead and bring your strap onto the ground, bring your knees into your chest. So we're gonna come into final rest, Shavasana, allowing the integration of everything that was done in the practice today to seep into your body, to become a new memory of strength, of more space in the joints from all the stretching that we did. Take your body into a fully outstretched position, palms up towards the sky, lift your head, lengthen your neck. Stay connected to your breath in Shavasana. Notice the energy of the breath, the energy of your body. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers, open and close your hands, bend your elbows. Bring your awareness to your feet, to your toes. Start to move the toes, move the feet. And then bend your knees, put your feet on the ground. And then draw one knee at a time into your body. And rock side to side. Bringing yourself onto your side. And from here, using your elbow and your hand to push yourself up to seated. Closing the practice with a nice humming sound. Bring your hands together, sit nice and tall. And bring your hands to your heart, push your hands together, and then push them to the heart. Let this sound vibrate up and down your spine to calm the spine, the nervous system. That's where the body builds, repairs, restores. Take an exhale. Inhale deeply. Bringing your hands up to your forehead, bowing forward in gratitude. Namaste. All right. Well, for those of you that were live, I hope that you feel good. I hope that you feel the strength in the practice today. And you could check that off of your list. Every day we need to do something for our bones, and you just did. So for those that were practicing live, good for you. And then those that are not practicing live, you made it to the end, so you just did it too. All right, any questions or anything to say for those of you that are here live? All right. I will see you. I'm here every Thursday. Good. Thanks, Beth. I'm here almost every Thursday, unless I'm out of town doing something. But quite often I am here. So I'll see you the next time. All right. Have a great day.